This is Ashley's Heart Song, and this is the place where we define our state of operation. So we experience success from a place of rest and fun rather than stress and strife. Welcome to today's show. Today is all about vitality and the leadership of self strategy behind it. I remember a time when I was running Mach 10 with my hair on fire. If you've been watching Ashley's Heart Song for any length of time, you know that I've had experience with stress, with burnout, with anxiety. Oh, anxiety to beat the band. And when I think back on those times of when I operated that way, I remember a moment when I was running so fast, not literally, but my internal system was running so fast. It was a time when during my young years, they were probably, I don't know, before school or right as they were getting into school, that kindergarten, right before kindergarten time. And I remember just feeling like I was running fast on the inside. Everything was fast, 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 fast. And that I didn't have enough time to get everything done. I was running a business, two businesses. I was running two businesses, raising two small children. Of course, newly married within it was the first 5, 7 years of our marriage, and plus a daughter. Of parents that I helped. I helped my mom. My mom was diagnosed with a chronic inflammatory disease, and so I helped her, and she helped me too with my two young kids. So it was just a time that was very, very full, and it got to where I was running on empty. I was frazzled. I probably couldn't put my ducks in a row very well. And I felt very disconnected from my body. And how it ended up for me was chronic anxiety. I came down with that anxiety. It just flew into my body. And I had it for years, trying to manage my life, manage the anxiety, manage everything that I was having to attend to, and not doing a really good job of it until I realized that what was sucking the vitality and energy from my body was my perspective on everything, was the way I was looking at it, the way I was presenting myself inside of it. That is what was stealing my life. And so when I realized that I could slow down, I could become slow, I could do things slowly, intentionally. I could pause, that beautiful power of pause. I could pause and allow whatever was happening out there happen out there, but I was paused inside the present moment. And that one strategy helped me to gain back my leadership of self. Because when you have leadership of self, that is when you can lead people, you can lead organizations, you can lead in your life. And I find it very odd, and it kind of feels a little backwards that in order to gain the energy and vitality, we are moving slower. Doesn't it seem a little backwards, a little off? But we want to do the opposite of what our internal system is wanting us to do. So my internal system was just going fast, 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 fast. And I needed to, what I felt was that I needed to move as fast as possible in order to get away from the bear. When in all actuality, what I needed to do was slow down in order for the bear to disappear. When we slow down is when all of that noise, that background noise of fear fades and goes away. And so today I'm going to share with you the science behind that. because our nervous system governs our energy tank. It does. If you find that your system, your energy tank system is depleted, then it's because your nervous system is going Mach 10 with its hair on fire. When we are inside fear, we go into the fight or flight and we are fleeing as fast as we can. And inside of that, our nervous system dumps out the chemistry we need to keep going fast. The only way to stop that, to stop the nervous system from ejecting all of this chemistry, is to slow down and begin interpreting life as safe versus danger. That's just what we have to do. And that totally changes how our emotions regulate. So I hold a masterclass every month on the second Tuesday, and it's called Emotional Resolution. Is the tool that I teach you in that, along with some breath work and any other little vitality tip that I can give that in that moment. And with emotional resolution, we learn how to regulate that emotion and the chemistry that it's shooting off in the moment. So you can be successful with slowing down your mode of operation. Because when you slow down, you become an excellent leadership of yourself. When we allow ourselves to be under chronic stress, like I was, that is when it depletes our ability to stay present, to be clear, to have focus. And when we're leaders in our life, leaders in organizations, leaders in our church, leaders in our community, when we have any type of leadership position and in your service, you are a leader. So however you serve, whatever your service is that you're providing the world, you're a leader in that. And in order for that to be all that it can be, we've got to get out of that stress mode of making it happen. And we've got to be in presence mode, be in the moment with it. So we become a powerful leader within ourselves so we can expand and grow in the areas that we are leading. So, what I want to present to you today is that beautiful ability to lead from overflow. So, I mentioned just a few moments ago about how we can shift our perception of what is going on within us and around us. If we shift that perception, and we begin to see it from the lens of moving slow, from the lens of what is possible, what can I attend to in this moment, and have your whole focus on this moment. All of your senses are geared towards this moment. It puts you in presence. When we do that, we begin to lead from overflow because our perspective, our Hawkeye perspective, completely changes our outlook. So instead of being stuck inside of that mucky puddle that we were talking about earlier, going Mach 10 with your hair on fire, instead of being inside that, we can be inside slow. We can take that Hawkeye view and see what is happening from that perspective and totally change our perception of what is happening in the moment within us and without. So I'm going to give you three of my body temple practices that I love, 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 love so much that I make sure are a part of my everyday living in some form. I love grounding practices, and barefoot in nature is one of the best ways that you can ground yourself. And if you can't get barefoot, then simply go outside with your tennis shoes on. Because if you're like me and you live out in the country, there's stickers and burrs out there. And, you know, I don't have like this patch of grass that I have put Bermuda and only have Bermuda there. I don't have that. And so there are times if I can't get to some clean ground, then I go out and just stand in nature. And yes, I know they have those really cool barefoot shoes now that you can get. I just don't have those. But you can go out there and stand under the sky. Let the breeze flow through your hair and feel the breeze. And what you do in this grounding moment in nature is you bring all of your senses into the present moment. So you're feeling the breeze against your skin, having it run through your hair. You're feeling what it feels like to have your feet firmly planted in the earth. You're hearing the sounds that nature or the city bring to you. You're smelling whatever it is that is in the air. Whatever you see and witness with your mind, with your eyes, whether it is nature in motion or city in motion, suburb in motion, doesn't matter. Just notice what you see, notice what you hear, notice what you smell, notice what you taste on your tongue, on your palate, notice what you feel against your skin. And be in that presence for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. 5 minutes if you can. No thought, just being present in nature. That's a wonderful grounding practice, and it's through all your senses. The second one is your alone time. And this is my time, not only just to be present with me and what I'm working with, but it's also my time with God. And it is my time either in prayer, in scripture, um, just being silent and still in that moment. But alone time is so very important for us human beings. You know, it's interesting because when I was a little girl, my mom always made sure that I had alone time. And I was always curious about that. And she said, and so I asked her one day, why are you always making sure that I have that? And she said, Ashley, for you, what I found out for you is that it's so important that you have quiet time. And that, so it was something that was nurtured within me as a child. So I was very, very fortunate in that. But then it was something that I maintained, especially through those years of anxiety. I realized how much I needed the quiet. I needed the stillness and just to be present with God, with my creator, with who I was in the moment and who I was becoming. Just to be present with all of that was so important. And to not do anything but just be still. So that is the second body temple practice. Because when you do this, you are very aligned. You become very aligned. Your physical body becomes in alignment with the soul body, which is your mind, your heart, your emotional center. They get into alignment, which becomes into alignment with your spiritual body. So all three are in alignment. It is the most beautiful body temple practice. And you just create your own. It's your time, create your own. What lines you up, brings you into alignment with your creator, brings you into alignment with what you're wanting and desiring to do in your life. Bring yourself into alignment. And then the third one, which I love these body temple practices, it is Qigong and breath work. And I combine these together because they are so much a part of each other. Qigong is an energy practice, moving meditation energy practice. And in order to move energy, you have to breathe. Breath work is super important for a Qigong practice. And so I love to do those in the morning and at night, or sometimes I may just get one of them. But the idea is to be in body, in breath, in moving meditation for 15 minutes a day at least. So those are three body temple practices that I highly recommend. that are just beautiful. They're easy to work in. You don't need anything extra. You just need you. And that's what's important for a body temple practice. Each one of those supports your nervous system. Each one is so valuable for regulating your nervous system so that you're in that parasympathetic state of operation more times than not. Yeah. Mm. So, what I recommend and invite you to do right now is to do this mini energy audit with me. So, there were some episodes in the very beginning of my show where we checked in to the four parts of us, four of our parts. I guess that's the way to say that. Your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body, and your spiritual body. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go through and do that mini audit just to check in and see how we are and where we stand. And this would be a great way to start your morning is to just check in, physical body first. How does my body feel today? How does your body feel today? On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being, oh my gosh, so much energy, you feel fantastic, your physical body is just strong, that's a 5. Or if you are very weak and fatigued and you don't feel like getting out of bed, that's a 1. Where are you physically? Give yourself that score and then put beside it why you scored at that. So if you scored a 3, why did you score at a 3? What needs to shift? What needs to change in order to get it to a 5? Then next, let's go to your mental body. How are you mentally today between 1 and 5? Are your thoughts clear or are they cluttered? Between 1 and 5. 5 being you are super clear. 1, you are muddled in the mind. Mentally, you just can't get a sentence out. Where are you between 1 and 5 on that scale? And then once you choose your number, if you chose a 2, explain why you chose a 2. Why is it a 2 today? All right, get that written down. Next is emotional body. How do you score emotionally today? Between 1 and 5, 5 being your emotions are balanced, you feel joy. Or are you around a 1 where your emotions are all over the place? You are like that roller coaster ride, up and down, up and down, up and down. Where are you on the scale of for your emotions? And then once you choose your number, write down why. What made it that number today? We want to know why so that we can do something about it. So we can go, "Ah, I need Ashley's next masterclass," right? You need to learn how to emotionally resolve, maybe. Maybe you need to learn more time management so you're mentally clear, which the emotions, when you get your emotions balanced, that also helps with mental clarity. Movement for the physical body helps with mental clarity and emotional balance. So they all work together. So it is truly about getting things into alignment and practicing every day of what is creating the misalignment so that you can get it back into alignment. And then the last one on the energy audit is the spiritual. Where are you on your spiritual scale today between 1 and 5? 5, are you connected to your creator? Are you connected to your deeper purpose, to your divine mission? Are you connected or are you a 1? Are you completely disconnected? You feel lost, you feel alone. Where are you on that scale? And then write down why it's that number today. When we take a moment to reflect and to notice where we are in each one of these quadrants of what makes us us, then we can do something about it. We can attend to what needs to be attended to. It helps direct us and brings focus and clarity to how we can care for our physical body, emotional body, mental body, and spiritual body in a much greater capacity. Mm. If you don't leave with anything else, leave with this. Vitality, your energy makeup is not a luxury. It is your strategy for living the best life you could possibly live. Do not miss another moment of elevating your vitality. Tune in to yourself and join me. If all of this resonated, join me. The second Tuesday of every month is when I do this masterclass. Join me and I will help you learn a skill that will transform your world. And it is the masterclass, the second Tuesday of every month, the MRES masterclass, where you can gain the Vitality Toolkit. All right, so grab your seat. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today for this incredible episode on our own vitality and how we can become better leaders of ourselves when we just fill our cup. All right. Much love and a big O hug. Join me next week as we continue to armor up our lives. See you then.